Colin Hiles here, aka the Mindset Guy, with today's video, which is all about the important subject of self-care. And I want to share with you the second mnemonic that sits in my office space that helps me, be more productive, live a high quality life. And I'm presupposing that living a high quality life is something you're interested in, and that's why you watch these videos. Now, a high quality life starts with a high quality you or a high quality me. And this little model I'm about to share with you is what I use to help me do that. And it's actually a model that I picked up when I was training to be a therapist. And it's actually used in chemical addiction, so drugs, alcohol, etc. As a way of helping those that are going through that pay attention to 4 key triggers that, if they're not paying attention to, can hook them back into the next drink or the next drug or whatever. And the model is HALT, H-A-L-T, HALT. So these are 4 feelings or 4 triggers to pay attention to. So I'm going to share with you is how I've sort of adapted it for me and how I use it on a day-to-day basis to make sure that I'm taking care of me, self-care, and that I believe that in order to serve the world better, we first have to serve ourselves. We've got to put ourselves high on our priority list. Often we put ourselves right at the very bottom. We don't take care of ourselves, we take care of everything else. That's especially true if you're working in the corporate arena, for instance. So let's go through each of them and understand them. And then what I've also put on here is a key question and an action that we can take. Certainly this is how I use it. So let's start with the first one here, which is hungry, right? So hungry. Sometimes when we're working away and we're not paying attention, we can become a little bit hungry. The body needs nutrition. And if we don't pay attention to that, then obviously there's an effect. Our energy is going to take a dip. We won't be so productive. And so the key question here is, do I need to eat something? If the answer is yes, I do, then eat something wholesome. Now we have to be careful because, like the model that I showed you from last week, the stop model, when we go, we may pick up a chocolate bar or something that's full of sugar or full of fat. And of course it gives us a sugar rush, but then we take a drop again. So I put wholesome in here. Is this wholesome? Is what I'm about to eat wholesome? Is it really going to give me nutrition that the body is asking for at this moment in time, or is it just going to give me sugar, empty calories? So that's hunger. Very simple, very straightforward, but really important. How many times have you forgotten to eat and then you realize, God, I'm really hungry right now? Now I'm going to jump down here, all right? We're going to look at the last one here, which is tired. The T is for tired. And once again, another thing that we can neglect, that we're not taking appropriate rests and breaks, and we're actually becoming quite tired. And so the question here is, when was the last time I took a break? And if I need to take a break, then take a break. Now that could be just get up and maybe go make myself a drink. It might be that I need to just go for a walk, maybe go outside, just go for a walk. But to get a break, to energize, sometimes it means getting some good sleep because, lack of sleep. I do a lot of flying, international flying, and my body's saying, sleep, rest. But, the head's going, no, I've got so many things to do. I've got a big to-do list. I've got to get through those to-do lists. But everything else is saying sleep, rest, take a break. So it's being aware of what is the body saying and when do you need to take a break. Now, I don't know if you've ever experienced not eating and not getting enough sleep, because that can lead, and I'm giving you my experience now, to, being a bit crabby, being a bit angry, snapping when I really shouldn't snap, especially with the family more than anyone else. And it's because I'm not paying attention to that, or I'm not paying attention to that. And so if I pay attention to hungry and I pay attention to tiredness, then I have more energy for when things don't go according to plan. So anger, all right, angry. Now the thing is with anger is, anger is nothing wrong with it. The good news is there's nothing wrong with anger. Anger, if used constructively, can do some good, some good in the world. So Martin Luther King got angry, Mother Teresa got angry, Gandhi got angry. And there's loads of examples of individuals that have got angry, but they've done something constructive. The challenge is, for many of us, the bad news is often within our personal relationships, sometimes professional relationships, anger can be very destructive. We say things that we regret, or things are said to us that we resent, and it brings about, guilt or resentment, for instance. So when we're feeling angry, often it's because a need's not being met, or we're feeling powerless, or we're feeling a victim or whatever, and the story we're telling ourselves isn't a good story. So this is where the STOP model from last week helps. Step back, think, organise and proceed. Get some distance, think about, okay, so what assumptions am I making here, or what is the intent that's going on here? What's the intent of the other individual, to figure that out? But basically it's about being able to express anger in a constructive way, which is a bit of a skill. And for some people, that does mean getting some professional help sometimes. So the question here is, what is it that I want or need right now and I'm not getting? So what is it? What's going on? What value is being trashed, or rule that's being trashed that I need to express in a very constructive way? So what's the action here? Express yourself calmly. Calmly being the operative word. So it might be important that you go out for a bit and you calm down, or you count to 10, or you do something physical to get that, because anger is an energy, and usually it either goes inward with ourselves, or it goes outward towards another individual. So if you can channel it, punch the living daylights out of a pillow, or do something constructive like write or paint, just to get that energy out and express that energy in a very constructive way can really, really be beneficial. So that's anger. For me, often if I'm not taking care of these two here, I become crabby Colin, a little bit snappy. So not always the case, but certainly. And then the last one here, which I don't experience too much of, but it is an important one. I do see it quite a bit, and that's lonely. Feeling lonely. Often you'll read in the news, singers, for instance, or bands, or certainly singers, where, they're in front of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, and they're on tour, but they feel lonely. So you go, oh, that makes sense. You've got all these people, but they feel lonely. There is a big difference between feeling lonely and being alone. Being alone, often we really enjoy. Sometimes there's I just need to be alone. My profession means I'm out and I'm talking quite a bit. I like alone time. I like to be alone. When I get out on the ocean, paddleboarding or surfing, that's alone time, when I can just be alone. I don't need to talk, I can just be alone. So it's very different. But loneliness is the story that we tell ourselves about the situation. Now, if someone's just gone through a relationship breakup or divorce, or maybe geographically they move different countries, or it can be triggered by just going to a wedding, and you're not going with anyone. Or you go for a meal and you don't go with anyone, and you look around and go, God, everyone seems to be in a relationship, but I'm not. Can cause us to feel lonely. That's not because of what's happening on the outside, it's because of the story that we're telling ourselves, which is not a good story, okay? But that's what happens. And so some of the most senior people that I work with, CEOs, CFOs, CIOs, and so on, so sit right at the top, can feel lonely. They're right at the top and they don't know if they have really got anyone that they can talk to, and they feel lonely. So it is one that's important. So what's the question here? Do I need to connect with someone? If you do, reach out to someone, get a connection, go and do some volunteering work, something like that gets you out, connected to people, doing good, and that will cause you to, shift the feeling of loneliness. So, HALT. Hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. 4 triggers. If you experience any one of these, here's the question, here's the action. It's one of my favorite little tools. It's so simple, but it's so powerful for making sure that I keep myself in check. I take care of me so that I can take care of my family and take care of the people that I work with. So, Colin Hiles, thank you very much for listening. Give me some feedback. As I say, 1 not being very good, 10 being very good. Let me know maybe in the comments below, which one do you typically ignore? Which one do you find that you can push it too far? Maybe you don't eat, or maybe you're tired. You keep going. You're like the energizing bunny. You just don't stop. You just need to take a break, take a rest. So let me know. That'd be fantastic. If you're on my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button below so you get all the videos. This is Colin Hiles. Thank you very much. See you on the next video.
Hold on, now did you enjoy that video? Well, if you did, I would like to show you how you can train your mind to perform how you want it to, so that you can break through to the next level with my advanced mind power training. It's totally free and you can get it by going to www.advancedmindpowertraining.com or clicking on the link below this video. I'll see you on the next video.